In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, we thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. We are the Jock Brothers, three brothers with like minds who came together to give knowledge and information to our listening audience. I am your Brother Ahmed. It's Tuesday night, and we have a special show for you tonight. We are getting ourselves prepared to go on a spiritual journey, which includes fasting, prayer, study, charity, and spiritual oneness with Allah God, the holy month of Ramadan. We have invited two guests who will be a guide for many in this holy month. I'm so excited to hear what they have in store for us this year. But before we officially get started, let me introduce my team, my brothers, my friends. We are taught to make a weak Muslim strong. Well, these brothers help strengthen me as I help strengthen them. First, my brother, who is the strong analytical thinker, the businessman, father, student, and teacher in this work of uplifting our people and resurrecting our people. Please give a warm round of
Come
applause to
on.
my brother Jackie Muhammad.
Come on, bring him on, man. Bring him on. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Jock Nation. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and it's Jock Brothers time. Let us make man. We got an exciting show for you tonight. Special guest. We've been wanting to talk with them for a while. We finally got them on, and we're blessed to have them tonight. So we want you to tune in. If you have any questions for our panel, please send them in. We'll do our best to answer them. Take it back, Ahmed.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, my brother. He is always ready to step out on faith. He is a father and a businessman. I mean, a straight up soldier in the army of God. Please give a warm Jock Brothers round of applause to my Brother Kawi Muhammad.
Thank you, Soldier. Assalamu alaikum, family. I thought that last introduction was mine, but it was praise be to Allah. But thank you, Soldier, for the kind words. I've been looking forward for the show for a very long time. And Brother Jack was able to pull it off, so I salute you, Soldier, for pulling off this show. It's going to be a good one. Let's rock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Kawi. Our guests tonight are part of a team who have been feeding us very well spiritually through a special online production called Ramadan Prayer Line. Our first guest is the creator of the Ramadan Prayer Line. She states that the Ramadan Prayer Line is an opportunity for the Ummah or community to reflect. It unites Muslims from various communities during the holy month of Ramadan to share guidance from Allah. The goal is to empower Muslims and make this month as special as possible with a daily dose of inspiration. Please bring on with the Jock Brothers round of applause our Sister Nisa Islam Muhammad.
All right, Sister Nisa. Alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am so honored and thankful to be on your show. Really, the honor is mine. Thank you all so much for inviting me to be a part of, this special effort as we prepare for Ramadan.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for accepting our invitation. We're going on a journey, and it's going to start tonight. All right, our next guest was born and raised in Washington, D.C. As a music major, he was a founding member of a local band called Ex-Slaves in Motion, who performed in the tri-state area.
We gotta leave him like 10 minutes, man. He gotta put on the show, bro.
we're gonna hear something at the end of this show. You're gonna take us out.
Yes, yeah.
He joined the ranks of the Nation of Islam in 1983 and served as assistant minister under the tutelage of Dr. Abdul Alim Muhammad. In 1988, he became minister in Philadelphia, Mosque number 12. It was there he became a public civic leader who operated a soup kitchen and spoke on several college campuses. He has been married 30 years, all praise due to Allah, to Sister Jill Muhammad, and into their union were born 4 children. In 1992, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan assigned student minister Anthony at the time to Mosque 55 in Memphis, Tennessee, where he has served as minister for the last 30 years.
Wow.
Brother Muhammad has become a pillar in the Memphis community. He also operates a school, Muhammad University of Islam, and has an active and well-known outreach program that feeds and serves the homeless community. Brother Muhammad is one of the founders and hosts of the Ramadan prayer line. For faithful service, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan named Brother Muhammad Abdul Mutakir Muhammad and told him that he had been Anthony long enough. Brother Muhammad contributes all the good in his life to Allah, his exalted Christ, and their Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Please bring on, with a warm Jock Brothers round of applause, Brother Mutakir Muhammad.
Abdul
Mutakir Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
As Sister Nisa said, we're so excited to be here with you all today and to see the wonderful work that you all are doing. So we thank you all for allowing us to be on as we all get Ramadan ready.
That's right.
We're in ready mode now. So praises are due to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Are we going to do the announcements, Brother Ahmed?
We had to check with the engineer. He started off a little rough.
Yeah, absolutely. Look here, Jock Nation. We need you to go to YouTube and share. If you have it in your Facebook page, we want you to like and share. Share this. Let everybody know that we're in preparation for Ramadan. So, Jock Nation, we need your help to get that word out. Also, Jock Nation, we are still on our initiative, the prison initiative. We need to get that final call behind those walls. So we're asking you to support our initiative by donating $18 for a 90-day subscription, $36 for a 6-month subscription, or $60 for a year subscription to our brothers and sisters who are locked behind the enemy's walls. We want to get that final call to them. And also, if you have anyone who you would like for us to support or send the final call to, we ask you to go to this email, jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. Give us their information, give us their full information, whatever city they're, what prison they're in, their number, so we can get the final call. So we asking you, Jock Nation, please support that initiative. So we're going to help our brothers and sisters. Back to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. So to my guests, the Ramadan prayer line. Has it been 16 years in the making?
I think it's been about 16. So we started in 2006.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, 2006. It's been about 16 years, and I mean the time has flown by. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. It's really been a labor of love.
Yes. Can you give us a sneak peek into what Allah put in your mind and your heart to begin this Ramadan prayer line, this production?
So two of my children were going away I'm a mother of 5, and 2 of my children were going away to college. And I wanted to make sure that while they were away at college, that they were maintaining their Islam, that they were staying Muslim. And it was during the time of Ramadan. And I was trying to think of a way to still engage them in Ramadan, to make sure that they were getting up for their prayers, that they were maintaining that Islam was not in the back of their mind somewhere during Ramadan, that they were fasting, that they were, staying Muslim while they were away at school. I wasn't there to watch over them. And so I asked Brother Jamil, because he's uncle to my children, I'm aunt to his children, our children are cousins to one another. What do you think about us having some kind of morning call where we could talk to our children and give them some kind of spiritual enrichment in the morning to kind of make sure they started their day empowered as Muslims so that they could begin their fast. So he thought it was a good idea that we could do this for our children, during Ramadan. He said, I know some brothers that could help us, with the technical stuff and get it started. Let me talk to some people. and we could kind of get it started. So I said, okay, fine. So he talked to the then brother Anthony, and brother Anthony, if they knew some other brothers that could do some of the technical stuff. And then we were doing it on the phone. And then, this kind of phone conferencing thing was very new.
Right.
And so the phone line we were doing, the minimum you could do is 50 lines. And I said, 50 lines, that's way too many. I mean, I have 2 children, you have 1 child, and the 2 or 3 brothers. I mean, it's going to be like maybe 20 people at the most. So I said, we don't really need 50 lines. And so I just happened to be in Houston visiting Sister Valerie, who's now Sister Malika, the Southwest Regional Student Captain. And so I said, 50 lines is way too many people. And so, well, that was the minimum we could get. So the brother said, well, that's the minimum we could get. So I was like, okay, whatever. And so we started it with these 50 lines. And so with the 50 lines, we were doing it. And then I started getting text messages on my phone from people saying, I can't get on the line. I was like, you can't get on what line? What line can't you get on? I was like confused. I can't get on. I'm like, what line? People were trying to get on these 50 lines on the first day. The first day it was blocked. And I was stunned, and I was like, you mean to tell people are trying to get on our little family line? And the word about it has spread. We didn't do a flyer. We didn't do anything. And people heard about it the first day. The first day the lines were packed. So after the first day, we added more lines. Wow. And then brother Mutakir was just a tech person then. Brother Jamil was the host. And so we added more lines. And then we had to add more lines. And we just kept adding more lines. And word about it just spread. And, word about it just spread and spread and spread. And I think that first year, we even did the Nights of Power. We did 10 Nights of Power, I think, that first year. Wow. And, then it was just Nation of Islam people. It just morphed. And it just morphed and morphed and morphed. And then the second year, Brother Mutakir became the host. And reluctantly, he became the host. And, tug of war. But Allah just blessed us to just grow. And then I was at a mosque I was at a conference at a mosque in Detroit. I was at an Eid celebration at Masjid Muhammad in DC, and an Eid prayer. And a sister there said, "Are you the Sister Nisa who does the Ramadan prayer line?" And I didn't think she was talking to me because it was a Masjid Muhammad. It wasn't a Nation of Islam mosque. It was Masjid Muhammad, and I didn't really answer because I said, she can't be talking to me. And she kept, tapping me on my shoulder. She said, "Are you the Sister Nisa who does the?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "You're doing a good job." And I was like, "You mean some other Muslims are listening to our Ramadan prayer line?" And I was like, "Oh my God, other people are listening." And so then later that year, I was at a masjid in Detroit doing a program. And this other brother came up to me and said, "Are you the Sister Nisa who does the Ramadan prayer line?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I've been listening. It's pretty good." And I was like, "Other Muslims are listening?"
Yes.
Right. And so I said, "Brother Akbar," other Muslims are listening to our Ramadan prayer line. What do you think about including other Muslims in this as speakers? He took it to the minister.
Wow.
And the minister loved the idea. He was like, "Yes, let's open it up.
Yes.
We need to open this up and involve other Muslims. We absolutely need to do that." And so this was in 2010. And so we added Brother Jalil with the Hadith of the day. We added Imam Siraj on day 2, and we just opened it up. And we added the minister who opens it up, and then we created a worldwide audience.
And you have statistics on that. How many are you reaching now?
We're reaching over 50 countries worldwide.
How many are getting online? Do you have a number on that?
So typically the first day when the minister opens up, it's about 5 to 6, maybe 7,000 people who are online at the same time on the first day.
Yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, brother Mutakir, why were you reluctant, sir?
Well, as Sister Nisa said, see, we started Brother Jamil, and all of you know Jamil. It was a hope. Now, how am I going to come behind Jamil and host?
Right.
And the way I was told was, I got a phone call, brother. You are now, get in there. You in the game. In other words, that's how that was. And that's what was reluctant. What was reluctant for me was trying to be Jamil as opposed to being myself. One of the things that all of us learn, even what we're doing now, we all have to learn to find our own voice.
Come on, man.
And it wasn't until I learned to find my voice. Jamil he's personable, he's witty, all of those things. And now I'm trying to fit that. Well, that doesn't fit my nature. That's him.
Right.
And Sister Nisa would be on me, effervescence, brother, effervescence. You know what I mean? We're going back and forth because now I'm thrown into this thing. So I was really reluctant to do that. And it wasn't until I learned to find my own voice. But I need to say what Sister Nisa is telling you. She started with just her children. But Jamil and I got to talking, and as we were talking, the minister was ill, and we wanted to pray for the minister. So all of that put together is what created this. And we were calling it the Tsunami Prayer Line. And one of Nisa's desires was to not just have ministers speak, but just brothers and sisters who may not, like you all, unwrapped gifts. And we have this in all of our mosques and masjids. There are unwrapped gifts, people sitting there that have something to offer. It may not be on a rostrum or wherever it is in a drill competition, but they have something to offer. And so we started there. And when Nisa came with the idea of opening it up and the minister said yes, see, Allah says when you're asked to make room in your assembly, make room. Right. Okay, so but the question becomes, how do you make room? So it meant that some of our basic cultural things had to go. And they've been fighting with us. We've been getting in trouble for some of this. Like we started with shout outs. Black people, that's big.
That's right. That's
shout out to Brother Jackie. Shout out to Brother Carl. You know what I mean? Yes. For us, that works, But now you're speaking to the Muslim community and the Muslim Ummah, the Muslim world. They don't know nothing about no shout out. So now you have to tailor your program to fit that others can find a place on the program that they feel comfortable.
Right.
So now you start removing some of those things that are natural to us and allowing others, just like if you have people in your home, even though you might not have all the bedroom space, you put a quilt and some stuff on the floor, you make it palatable.
You gotta come on, man.
So we had to now make it palatable for all the other Muslim communities who would come. That when they came on, they could hear that this is a place for them. And to this day, I believe we have the only program where, regardless to what type of Muslim you call yourself, if you are a Muslim, you have a place at this table and can express your Islam however you see fit. No one is in there trying to out-teach the other one or none of those things. We have men, women, Muslims that are in the nation, Muslims that are not in the nation, and all have found a place where they can come and express their Islam. It's a beautiful thing, brother, once we get it going. But the what do you call it? The growing pains of getting there, going back and forth, and some of the things that Nisa and I, we laugh about because we remember the shout outs and those things that people don't remember. But growing and allowing to add the music, even the music we added, and how we had to really go and analyze what we were putting on the line so that everyone, when they came on, find that this is a place for them. And so it's a beautiful journey. We thank Allah for being a part of this.
And I'm so glad Brother Mutakir is mentioning, the ups and downs, the hurdles that we went through, because I kind of put that negative stuff out of my mind. It was really rough. Right. And we got a lot of feedback and pushback because, we had given brothers and sisters opportunities to showcase some of their talents in terms of their musical, skills. And we had, given people opportunities to share their music. And then when we tell them, well, we can't play that music anymore, they were kind of have hurt feelings because we couldn't do it because the minister said, that's not Islamic. And Brother Mutakir found this amazing musician Zane Bika, and we only play his music. Now he's the only one. I had never even heard of Zane Bika. Nobody even knew about Zane Bika. And Brother Mutakir, I don't know where he found him from, but he researched him, and everybody now is in love with Zane Bika. And we were able to get him on the call, and his music is beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful Islamic music. He talks about Allah. I mean, he does all of this amazing thing that we now love. And he's South African. I mean, it's amazing introduction that we had never even heard of him. And it's calm. I mean, before we were doing all of this rap stuff and all of this boom, boom, boom stuff. And, and the minister was like, well, how are you showing our people to the world?
Right.
Islam is supposed to dignify.
That's right.
And he wants the world to see a dignified people. But before that, people were getting on the phone, brother so-and-so, meet me on the corner at 12:15. Brother so-and-so, this, and brother so-and-so. And we were like, oh my God. I mean, but this is us.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
It's us.
That's us.
And for us, that's beautiful. It's beautiful for us.
That's
but
right.
That's kind of personal. You know what I mean? So
That's
we
right.
can't display that to the world when you're going on the world stage. And we're at a place now where these ministers, these imams, from wherever, they are all loving coming on this little prayer line. They look forward to coming on, and there's no more conflict one with the other. Nobody trying to up one another. They're all expressing Islam and whatever Allah gives to them. So you may have a very upbeat imam say something, but then tomorrow there may be an imam to get on your behind on something. You know what I'm saying? But we know now that's what Allah has for you that day. It may not be for me, but it may be for Brother Ahmed. So Brother Ahmed, like, man, I got to get it together.
Definitely for Brother Ahmed.
He got me right.
Definitely for Brother Ahmed.
I should have said Jackie on that one, Brother Ahmed.
Well, speaking of shout outs, though, I really wanted to give a shout out to your tech team, because I know you built up an awesome tech team over the last few years. I mean,
that was a work in progress as well.
Yeah.
Because there were people. No, Nisa, go ahead, Nisa.
You know what? It's a work in progress too, because this is it's a dedicated task force. Some people have been with us from the beginning, and some people have not. Some people have said, I can take this. Some people have said, I can't. And so we just thank Allah for the people who have been able to stick with us and stick with us to the end, because the race is not given to the swift. The race is given to those who can stay with you to the end. And we know getting up at 4:00 in the morning, as it is, and you're in the central region, it's difficult. I mean, it's 5:00 in the East Coast, but I get up at like 4 because in order to get everything together. But for Brother Mutakir, he's in the central region. It's like 3, and we have a sister who works a line who's in the West Coast. So it is 3:00 on her time. So 2:00. 2:00, and she is religiously working her line in Seattle, and she was without no complaints, no problems. She is working her line in Seattle every morning during Ramadan.
Praise be to Allah.
But we've had people who said, you know what, I can do it, I can't do it, blah blah blah. Fine, Allahu Akbar. Thank you for what you have done. But we are just so thankful for the people who have been with us from day one, Brother Mutakir and Brother Shahid. They have been with me since day one. And I am so thankful for their support, because they've been with me since day one. And I'm just so thankful, because Allah has just blessed us. And it's a journey. It is really, really, but it's a journey.
Yes.
And it has been a blessing. We've had ups, we've butt heads. Brother Mutakir and I, we've been at it. We haven't agreed all the time. But you know what? We love Islam. And I saw Brother Mutakir when he walked in the door.
Right.
Yes,
From the
she
beginning.
did. She did. That's
This,
right.
this is no joke. When he walked in the door, I love I love him. I love his wife. I mean,
Yes.
so this is a loving brother sister relationship. This is what Islam has taught us.
Mm.
We're not going to always agree, but we're not going to be disagreeable
At all. At
at
all.
all. At
Right.
all. I'm saying, so brother Mutakir and I go way back.
Yes. Yes.
Like Cadillac seats, we go way back.
She had the red ink pen, brother, so you'll know when I wrote my letter.
Oh
When I
my
wrote my
God.
Savior's letter, she was the one with the red ink pen circling all the stuff that I did wrong. But
May
she
Allah
always put these
continue to
words on
bless
there.
you.
She put those
Yeah.
words, Allah loves those who persevere. And
Allah,
those were the words that helped me to keep going. I had to write my letter, I think, 3 times before it was accepted. And Nisa was the
and
one
that is the
who
thing. Allah loves those who persevere. And I truly believe that. And we have persevered with this. Allah loves those who persevere.
Yes.
And we every year Allah loves those who and we have persevered.
Yes, man.
We have, and this is, like I said, this is a labor of love.
Love.
Because we love Islam and we want to give our people an expression of Islam that they don't get all the time.
Yes,
And that's why we offer them the little people, as we call them, the little people, the unwrapped gifts.
Right,
And we
right.
offer them people that they would not get to hear any other place but the Ramadan prayer line.
Yes, man.
You know, the Ummah, I call it the Ummah reflects. Our community is reflecting. And if you don't hear them anyplace else, you know you can come hear them here, because unless you're going someplace else, you're not going to hear. And we try to offer them a surprise every morning.
Mm. Yeah, and you do, because every morning we on, and it's just the spirit that comes out of the online or wherever device we're on. It's just a beautiful spirit. But I wanted to throw. I know you have 30 speakers, and when you go on your website, you can see all the speakers you have each day filled. But I wanted to throw one more shout out to try to see if we could get one of the baddest, boldest, unwrapped gift, one of the ministers coming out of the 7th region and southern region, but Jackie Muhammad. One day we can get him to come on that. One day.
Praise Allah.
I just had to throw that in there.
Praise Allah. Brother Mutakir, you know, when you come on, you set the tone. And you set the tone of the prayer line. And it's just like you said, it's not, you know, it's not Jamil, it's you. You set the tone, it's calm, and it opens up the meeting. Did you work on that? Was that something that you actually worked on, or did it come easy? Did it come natural? What?
Trial and error, my brother. Trial and error. Trial and error. One of the things that when you hear me say I mean, and I say it twice, it's only because, remember now, I'm the first voice you hear. And so I need to make sure that I can be heard. But my wife is on the regular line that everyone else is on. And so when I say I mean, I need to hear in her phone that I'm coming through. And my second I mean is me confirming that I'm being heard, and then I move on. But that's how that started. It wasn't any special thing. I just needed to know I was being heard. And then certain things that I ended up doing. One day I started rehashing what the previous speaker said. And when I did that, I got people saying, Nisa and Brother Akbar told me they like that. And so then I started doing that. And that's how that became a part of the program. Me rehashing what they said and reminding people of what the speaker said before. And one of the things I could tell you, like last year, it was almost like everybody was in tune, brother, because each one was like building on the next speaker. Now, I don't know if they heard the speaker or not, but it was just magnificent. So it made it easy for me to rehash what they said, because they basically were building off the speaker that came before them. And so, you know, about day 9 or 10, I'm so excited. I'm about to float because they were just building off each other. And so Nisa is the one that keeps the little pen for me, you know, because I love to hear the preaching. And when I hear somebody with good Islam, good teaching, I get excited. And she take a little pen and, you know what I mean, hit me like that, you know, and bring me back down, because I get carried away. And I know I have to carry the program. And based on that, I can't get so excited because we used to have shout outs for each one or these things. We had to stop because I don't want any speaker to feel like they are not good.
Right.
You know, so the speaker comes on, and then I'm shouting for Brother Jackie. But when Brother Ahmed come on, I'm saying, praise be to Allah, moving on. Ahmed going to feel like he didn't really say anything.
Right,
You know,
right.
so I had to learn those little nuances. I don't
Right.
want anyone to feel that they're not, you know, their presentation is not good.
Yes.
All of them are good. So we learn those things through trial and error, and how that's going to people will take the way I say something or the way I don't say something. That's going to give something to the speaker, to the audience, all of them, and we want them all to be excited about whoever comes on the line, because Allah is blessing them all to say something.
Yes. Through these last few years of COVID, has that affected the movement, the flow of things
on the prayer line?
On the prayer line, yes, sir.
No,
no, because I mean, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We're at home anyway, so I mean, yeah, not so much what we do in terms
did it
of
help?
COVID.
But did it help because everybody was home now? I mean, did it? You know.
Well, I have my view in that it helped a lot of things. In this sense, I'm looking at you all now. See,
Right.
unwrapped gifts. So everyone had to find another outlet. And so now you have podcasts and these different type of programs everywhere.
Right.
When we started the prayer line started having babies. And they had Quranic reading lines and different lines. And people are trying to express what Allah gave them. They want to express it, and they're doing that. So when we got the tech team that we have, it was various different lines. But an agreement came out where we all came together during Ramadan. During Ramadan, those tech people work on the prayer line because everyone knows this is the number one line for whatever they're doing. Now in St. Louis, they have a reading line. Right after our line, I get on the reading line in St. Louis. I'm finished my reading, and I don't want to say no time, but I'm finished. And you know, so these little aids, they help us to be Muslims. That I can fast at least one day. Maybe I can make it through my roughest day. That these little aids, this prayer line and the reading line, I can make it through my roughest day. Because you don't need this on your best day when you're doing you're doing what you're doing, but maybe you have a rough day. And so now you can get an encouraging word from an imam or a minister or a sister or a brother who could give you an encouraging word and get you through your rough day.
Yes.
That's absolutely correct. Those reading lines, we have one that goes year round because of that. It started. And so definitely, man, this was like the seminal fluid, man, just for everything we needed at the beginning. So praise Allah for that.
Let me ask you a question as well. I mean, I know you was telling me. I was really enjoying. I really love those like beginning stories. How y'all get off the ground and everything like that. And I do want to know this though. I mean, everybody got different ideas and thoughts of how the Ramadan line should go, how it should progress. Did it ever come to a point where you felt, man, let's just give it up? It's just too much going on. Did it ever get to that point? And if it did, how did you overcome it?
No, it never never got to the point where it got to be too much. Only because, the minister loves it. Right. It could never got to, the minister loves it. And he loves to hear the different people. He gives us suggestions of people that he wants to hear. And so, he loves it. And so it is work, but it's a work that we love to do. And so, no, it has never gotten to the point where any of us have said, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. Even though other people around us have said they don't want to do it anymore, we have never gotten to the point where any of us have said we don't want to do it anymore. And people have left. Like I said, the only one of us from the beginning is myself, Brother Mutakir, and Brother Shahid. We're the only original ones who are still here. But I think what motivates us is that the minister loves it.
That's the thing that changes it for us, brother.
Exactly.
That
Yeah, right there.
and some of the things that he has said based on that. And so you don't know how much you are helping him on something that you think you're just doing something over here, however it's helping him. And some of the suggestions, when we first started, we wanted to get his approval. We sought his approval. And we didn't get it. But Brother Akbar was that anchor who kept us kind of grounded. And sometimes we'd be way out there, brother. Brother Akbar be like, no, y'all need to come bring it back a little bit. Hold it slow. Because out there, man. So
Right.
Brother Akbar was always for us the voice of reason. And Sister Nisa is right. So with those bumps and lumps that we would go through, you get discouraged, little things will come up. But knowing how the minister feels about it, so you kind of, you shake that off. It's not as easy as people would think. You imagine us, Nisa has to schedule those speakers, and then the speakers have their own way of doing things and all of that. We have had to go behind the scenes to call a person on a three-way because they couldn't get in, or all of these things that you all don't see. It's a lot that goes on. And so when you hear me saying the mighty tech team, that's because they be performing miracles behind you. Y'all got a program. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
We know,
performing miracles behind the scene that nobody knows anything about. But we know that these things are going on. The guest speaker's not on, and Brother Shahid is calling the Adhan. Well, where's the speaker? And all of those things, or speaker falls off, or all of these things that can happen on a program such as this, But the joy of serving our people too, brother, it's just beautiful. And we gotta just roll. So this is Islam. Islam is speaking to all of our people and allowing them to have a place. So whatever they call themselves, they have a place. If they have no title at all, they have a place on this prayer line.
I
whatever
think
they call themselves.
That point that Brother Mutakir says is just so very, very important, that we are serving our people with Islam, regardless of what Sunni Muslim, Shia Muslim, Nation of Islam. It doesn't matter what they call themselves. We are offering them Islam. Imam Siraj Wahaj comes on day 2.
Day 2.
Is our people Islam. He comes on day 2 every year. He's considered an Islamic scholar. He doesn't change what he says when he's on the Ramadan prayer line than when he teaches anywhere else around the world. And people love him. Our people love him. The minister loves hearing him. Imam Zaid, Ustada Aisha Prime, people love them. They love hearing them. Our people love hearing. They want to hear more from them. People love hearing them all around the world. That is what makes this a worldwide program of Islam, because we are offering our people the best of Black Muslim excellence. That is what they're offering. We're not putting titles along. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. No, we are unifying our people with Black Muslim excellence. And that is what we bring them every Ramadan, and people love it all around the world. They listen from countries all around the world, from Africa, from Europe, from Asia, all around the world. They tune in, thousands and thousands of people. Like 50,000 people that have listened to the replays. 50,000 people all around the world.
When the minister joined on the first show, how nerve-wracking, to host the minister, how was that?
Nerve-wracking, because the first couple of times there were some glitches and people couldn't hear, and it's really nerve-wracking. It's really nerve-wracking.
What about for you?
One of the greatest sounds on the prayer line is when you hear the minister say, Assalamu alaikum. You feel like this. Yes, it's working. You always, every now and then you run into these situations, and people, a glitch here or a glitch there. We don't know if it's intentional or on purpose, but it has happened. But when you hear him come on, and you hear how strong and beautiful he is on the line, and for the most part, he sets the tone for the whole 30 days of what he says. And you hear the imams coming on building what the Honorable Minister Farrakhan is giving. So that's one of the highlights for us, brother.
Yes,
and
sir.
others. You have Imam Siraj Wahaj. You have Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik last year, man, I would have ran up and down the aisle when he was so man, he was something else, and you listen to their scholarship and you fall in love with the beauty of what they're bringing to us. Then you have Dr. Sophia Shabazz.
Doctor from the top of the clock.
And she called herself the doctor from the top of the clock. A medical physician in the nation, but she off the chain. We had our little sister who was teaching who was going to medical school in Cuba. And she comes on and she speaks Spanish.
Wow.
My brother Zane Brother Zane actually came on our line and spoke from South Africa.
Exactly.
Imam came from Mecca, was speaking from Mecca. Brother spoke from Morocco.
We had Most Def one time. We had Most Def on the line one time. Yes, Most Def.
Praise be to Allah.
And all of this, brother, this beautiful for the believers to hear and understand that people, they love what they're seeing going on here.
So now the whole time I was thinking that was Michael Jackson. Yes, sir. That was the brother. Oh, okay.
And I guarantee you all, if you all look him up and listen to some of his music, you're gonna fall in love with it.
Yeah.
They don't use a lot of instruments. See, in Islamic culture, they don't use a lot of instruments. They use drums and a little few other things, and they use the human voice. So their music is surrounded by the human voice and the harmonies. I play bass, and I'm telling you, their harmonies is just magnificent. And they have some with some rap in it. But if you looked up Zayn and listened to some of his music, you're gonna love it, bro. You're gonna love it.
And it shows that because the minister was like, we have to change the music. I mean, I was like on pins and needles. I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? He was like, get rid of that music, get rid of that. That's not gonna work. And I was like, brother Mutakir, okay, what are we gonna do? We can't have that music anymore. That's gotta go. He was like, okay, I'm gonna find something. And he searched and he found Zayn Bika. And I was like, okay, the minister likes that. That's all we can play. That's all we have to play.
It's soothing, it's calming, and it fits Ramadan.
Right.
It fits what we're trying to do. It's not that the other music is not good, but you all have a theme song.
It wasn't appropriate at that time. I mean, this was years and years ago, and it just wasn't appropriate for what we were trying to do then. It just was not appropriate.
Absolutely.
So say I'm new to Islam. I just accepted my own, which is Islam, and I'm coming in. I hear about the Ramadan prayer line. What advice do you have to me on which way I should go, or what should I prepare for in coming on to this line?
Tune in every morning, and you will be inspired. You will be inspired because the thing that I try to do with the fast fact is try to inspire people and let them know, you know what, you may not get it the first time. That that you may have difficulty with the fast, you may be struggling with the fast, and that's okay. You may fail with the fast. You try again. You may have given in, and you may have drank something. You may have ate something. That's okay. Try it again the next day. Yeah. You can do this. You got this. It's okay. That is what the fast fact is all about, to inspire people to know that Allah is off returning to mercy. That this fast is for Allah. It's not for anybody else. You're not fasting for anybody else but for Allah. The fast is for me. The fast is for Allah. This fast is between you and Allah knows the struggle.
Yes, man.
And one of the things that Brother Akbar tends to do is touch on those basic points. And he always talks about that. Well, if you are a new Muslim, and he starts offering encouraging words. So if you just is your first time, and encourage you to stay on the course. That's one of the beautiful things about Brother Akbar's voice. It's like this even keel voice that kind of gets you motivated to do it just a little bit more, bit more. So he's perfect where he is. Coming after me, he's perfect where he is. He sets that tone, and he always goes over some of those points. About your sahur.
Sahur, yes, sir.
And he talks about that. So he really goes into some of that.
Yeah, he definitely. I learned about Sahur. Definitely during that time. But one of my favorites, and I was hoping we can get him. Is that Hadith of the day, man? That brother Jalil.
So many
That
people love
brother
the
Jalil,
hadith of the
man. I
day.
just sit at his feet, just listen to him tell a story.
So many people love the hadith of the day.
Yeah,
It is a story. Jalil is a great storyteller.
he's a great
He's a wonderful, wonderful storyteller, and he has made the hadith, which for some people were like a hadith. What is a hadith? He has made the hadith come alive.
right.
He has made them come alive. He has made them very personable, very fun, very exciting.
Yeah.
And so many people love the hadith of the day. And I keep asking him, okay, how are you going to tell this different? How are you going to tell some new ones this year? So every year he tries to come up with new and different ones and tell them in a very creative way.
Yeah.
And so now with Jalil, he did it the opposite. Where in the Muslim world, they may not give hadith the way he does it. But
Right,
he
exactly.
does it here for us so we can pick up on it. So he didn't quote this is not Shahi Muslim or this one or that one. But when he tells a story, he connects the story to what the speaker was saying. And he makes it like so real. And for you sitting there like, man. And so sometimes I'm like, Jalil, you went too far with that one. Then I come back and say, now you knocked that one out the park right there. I mean, because when he lands the plane and where he goes with it is just a beautiful thing sometimes. You know?
Yes,
and and that's the blackness of our experience, that he makes it so black and so real that it's all about our own personal experience. Because you're not going to go anywhere in any other community and hear hadith told like that.
Right.
That is what makes the Ramadan prayer line so uniquely black, that the understanding of hadiths are real to who we are as Black people in America. That now you love hadiths because of how he gives them to us.
Yes.
You love Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and his life and his companions because of how Jalil has made them real in our lives.
Right.
Because other communities are not going to give them to us like that. As Brother Mutaki said, you're going to hear about Sahih Muslim and Bukhari Muslim. No, Jalil makes the hadiths real for us in a real way because of a Black experience. You're going to hear about his uncle so-and-so and his smoking experience. And when Jalil played baseball and this was blah, blah, blah,
they called him Chip and all of that. And all of us can identify with that because all of us got some name at home that people call. You know what I mean? That that's what my mother calls me Tony. And I don't care. I mean, that's it. That's what
you die, you will be Tony.
They ain't gonna say no Mutakir. They ain't saying none of that. They're gonna say Tony. Look at that, you know. And that's what he does.
Exactly. And when we go to Chicago, his mom is saying Chip. His mom is saying Chip. His sister is saying Chip. His family is saying Chip. And when I'm in Chicago, I'm like Chip. Exactly. That's what happens.
I know. I like what you said earlier, Sister Nisa, about the fact that you kind of took all the negative thoughts about the way, the Ramadan prayer line growed over the years. And we were discussing me and some of the brothers about when we're in our day-to-day, the Muslims, and we're on our jobs and we're around our family, that in our discussions, we may talk about fasting or Ramadan if we do that, because today you can discuss Islam. Islam is growing, and more people are getting into the knowledge of our culture, but of their culture, especially the Black people. But what might you say to some of the believers who are talking around their co-workers, some of the joys of Ramadan, and how would you encourage them to invite their co-workers to listen as well? Then they're non-Muslim or they don't practice, they might be Christians.
This is an exciting time for Muslims. There are over 2 billion Muslims around the world who are about to embark upon this holy month. And it's an exciting time for us. And so families are decorating their homes for Ramadan. One of the things that the Muhammad University of Islam here in DC, they're having a door decorating contest with the children and the families. And so families are decorating their doors, just like families decorate their homes for the Christmas holidays for that time. these families or children are decorating their doors, and they're having a door decorating contest. And so we want to be able to let people know we have holidays where we get involved as well. And so this is an exciting time. When we break our fast, we have elaborate meals. We have wonderful meals, and where we break our fast in the mornings, for people who do have suhoor, they have wonderful opportunities to break to start their fast together as a family. We pray together as a family. At the end of the fast, families give gifts. You know, one of the things that we did during Ramadan last year, we had the Ramadan Relief Program. And you're going to hear me talk about this at the beginning of Ramadan, the amazing things that we were able to do with the believers' hard-earned money. We brought a sister a car who has special needs children. With the believers' little bits of money that they gave, bought a sister a car. We paid believers rent. Incarcerated Muslims, we gave their children Eid gifts. A sister wanted to have an Eid party for the children in her neighborhood. We gave her money to be able to do that. And so we celebrate. People think the Muslims don't celebrate and have holidays and do things. We do things. And so we want to be able to let people know that we celebrate Ramadan with Muslims all around the world, and it's an amazing time. And so we want to be able to invite families to our homes when we break our fast to have iftar dinner with us, to show them it's an amazing and wonderful time to be a Muslim in America.
Praise be to Allah. But what about this month now that it's we're celebrating it at the same time that Christians are celebrating Easter?
And not this happens every 10 years, that it's not only Easter, but it's also Passover.
Passover.
So three Abrahamic faiths are having holidays at the same time. Ramadan, Passover, and Easter are happening all in the same month. This happens once every 10 years. And so it's an amazing celebration of faith.
Yes. But what do you think about that, brother?
Go ahead,
I think that it's an excellent, and we should invite them. Maybe 16 years ago, it might not have been good. But what we're doing now, they could come and hear something. At one time, we were trying to get a Christian pastor to be one of the speakers on the prayer line.
Right.
And the pastor actually agreed. It didn't work out the way we wanted. But Reverend Willie Wilson in DC, we were going to have him be one of our speakers.
Yeah, it would have been
great.
I
mean, it would be great to have, so we were trying different little things to unite the communities together in that way. You should invite them if you can. If they want to get up that early, that's usually the challenge.
You said that early, right?
That's just, as Muslims, but fasting is for Allah. And so I try to focus when I do my fast. I'm trying to make sure I get it in. I taught that on Sunday at the mosque. You don't owe anybody an explanation if you're not fasting. You might have health challenges. That's not for you. Have to explain that to me or anyone. Fasting is for Allah. You see, and so we have to see it that way. But I should also, as a Muslim, if I have health challenges and I can't fast, I shouldn't be in front of fasting Muslims eating, my chips or my whatever, because I'm not fasting or drinking and anything. We try to respect those who are fasting. But if you are not fasting, that's between you and God. And then the relief fund, because the Quran says, Allah says, if you cannot fast, you can feed someone hungry. So we wanted to make sure you do something with the relief fund so that we can help. So we could do so much, brothers, if we unite. If we unite, and $20 from you, Brother Kawi, that means there's a sister that gets a car. Right. It costs you $20. Brother Jackie, it costs you $15. Costs you, $10, and there's a Eid feast for someone. Someone's rent is paid, cost me $10. Right. I throw that away. On something, I eat a piece of a sandwich and don't want it. That's $10. Right. So uniting ourselves like this allows us to do so much. And so I love the relief fund. One of the things, and when Nisa brought that up last year, I was really excited about that. And I wanted to see that take off because there's so much more we can do with that. Yeah, it's so much bigger than paying a rent here or there. If we put together, come on, brothers, a Muslim relief fund, right? How big that is? Yes. And people And the things that we can do by building masjids and schools and other things that could come from something like that.
Yes.
So for me, I just see the relief fund as so much more than what we're doing now. But just like the prayer line, it has to start somewhere. You
Right.
see, and I didn't know about the car. She just meant I didn't know that we had done. So
right, I'm going, and you all got the first hand thing. Don't tell anybody else. I know I'm just letting the cat out the bag, but I'm going to talk all about it. The first day of Ramadan, to let all the listeners know the amazing things that we did. I mean, this sister was in tears. It was a surprise, and the thing was, she didn't ask about it. She didn't ask for it. Another sister asked for her on behalf of her. Another sister said, I know this sister who is in need, because of course we said, who needs, and another sister said, I know a sister who needs something. She's too shy to even ask for what she needs. And another sister said, this is what she needs. And I said, okay, let's find out. And we found a brother in her city to go to the auction place with the money that we had and buy this car for her. Because she didn't have a car and she had children, and she was always trying to get a ride somewhere to take her children. And I'm so thankful we were able to do this. I mean, it's just, but see, the thing is, we're all we have, and we're all we need.
That's right.
And Allah just blessed. Allah just blessed us. Allah just blessed us to be able to do this, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We coming up on the last half hour. What are some of the things that we should look forward to this year and on the Ramadan prayer line?
I think even better speakers, I gave Brother Akbar a list of people that we wanted, and so he's already working on the list, and he's already in communication with the minister, and so we are working on our list of speakers, and the flyer should be ready soon. And we're going to be talking about the Ramadan Relief Fund again. I'm going to talk about what we've done so far, and inshallah we'll do even more this year. So we just always want to do even bigger and better things in the upcoming year.
Praise be to Allah. Do you one of the guests asked like some of the activities that's going on around the world, like the Russian conflict? Do you think that's going to affect what's coming up in Ramadan or with Ramadan?
That's definitely one of the things Brother Akbar is going to be talking about. He's our historian and he's our contemporary news person, so I already know he's going to be talking about that. I already know he's going to be talking about that.
Right. He's going to enlighten us. I'm pretty
sure.
One
of the things for me is for Brother Akbar to speak on those issues, because we know he consults with the minister. And then sometimes when we speak on those things, we might be devoid a few facts, you know what I mean?
A few facts.
So Brother Akbar is a historian, and he and plus he speaks with the minister, so we kind of get a rounded, grounded perception or perspective of what we're actually looking at. So we like it when Brother Akbar is the one who brings those things and he deals with them, because that's a grounded perspective of that thing.
Have you ever thought about making the Ramadan prayer line or creating an app for the Ramadan prayer line? Have you all thought about that? Maybe having an app? Because personally, I would definitely love to purchase Brother Shahid's call to prayer.
Right.
Yeah, the call to prayer. I would definitely love that. Now I have on my phone, I have an app that tells me the prayer times every day, including Qiyam. So if you all have your app, I definitely
that's in the works.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's the next thing, because you think about it. What we're doing now, we're connecting lines.
Right.
And where the technology is moving to the point where that's kind of passe, right? Connecting line. So that's the next thing that we have to do. See, it demands that we go there. And it would be so much easier. So you pull it up on your phone, hit the button, and there you go, you have it. But that's an engineer and an app maker and other people, that does that.
So we have exhausted our skill level. So,
Yeah.
so whoever is the app maker, we would
Yeah.
be happy to entertain them, but we have exhausted our skill level.
No, but that would help. I think it'd be a monetary gift for you all too, as well, that you can continue and any other idea like the Dean Intensive Academy and different things that you want to do. It can help. I believe it will.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And the music as well. Like I'm pretty sure there was believers who want to purchase the music.
Right. Zane Bika, do you have a website for Zane Bika, Brother Muthakar?
It's Zane Bika. BHIKHA, and Zane, ZAIN. And you look it up. He has a site.
Okay,
And he has all of his music there. You can download any parts of it. The prayer, the Don from brother Shahid, he has given that to everybody. So
Wow.
Yeah,
get
it's
with
on
me.
SoundCloud.com. Yeah, the SoundCloud.com. Everything is on SoundCloud.com. And I think there's also the Adon and the prayer stuff is on. He's done copies of the Adon and his prayers. That is on SoundCloud.com as well.
Praise be to
And
Allah.
people can give to the Ramadan Relief Fund. They can go to DeanIntensiveAcademy.com. They can give there as well. Right. Somebody says their daughter's an app developer.
That's what we need. Because
Just like that.
Ask and you will receive. Where does my help come?
That's the next level. That is the next level.
We had a point. We're just going to have a brief intermission, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about some of that relief and how you get into extending the Ramadan prayer line on those last 10 nights. Because we need something at night to carry us through. But go ahead, Brother Jackie, with the brief intermission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jock Nation. We need your help. We need your support. We are still on our prison initiative. We want to help our brothers and sisters who are locked behind the belly of the beast. We want to get that #1 newspaper, the Final Call newspaper, behind those walls. We need you to support. If you will support our Cash App, which should be strolling. I don't know what's going on with this engineer, but we are looking for an engineer as well. You all need an app maker. We need an engineer. So definitely, we want you to support. You can donate through the Cash App. That's Jock Bros, $ Jock Bros, and you can donate for that initiative. Make sure you put in the prison initiative, and we will definitely send your money where you want it to go. And for those of you who have names of brothers and sisters behind the walls of information, you can send it to jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. You send that information, and please support. Thank you, Brother Ahmed.
Yes, sir. So that was my question about the last 10 nights of Ramadan. I know you have a morning initiative, but do you think about doing something at night to carry us through those last 10 nights, the evenings, or at least the last 3 days?
We've thought about it. I think we have thought about it.
Right.
Okay.
So let me ask you. So what the way you have your Ramadan prayer line set up right now? Is that it? I mean, are you going to try to add new wrinkles to it? Are you going to take it to another direction? Where are you going with the Ramadan prayer line going forward? Or this is the setup that has worked for you? You're not gonna fix anything that's not broke. This is it right here.
That's a very good question. People have talked to us about, maybe doing it on Zoom or, and I'm like, no, 5 o'clock in the morning, not Zoom. No, I can't do 5 o'clock in the morning on Zoom. No. Definitely not Zoom for 5 o'clock in the morning. Because for a lot of people, we have a lot of seniors who join us who don't know that technology.
That's right.
And I'm not good at Zoom in the morning at 5 o'clock. No. But the thing is, what we would do, the only thing I could think of doing maybe is maybe doing it once a month.
Mm.
You know, because people love it so much, maybe doing it once a month, but I don't know, but it's just so good doing Ramadan. I don't know how we would expand it or any kind of way. The program is good as we try to keep it to 30 minutes
That's it.
because it's different time zones in different places. It's 5 to 5:30. That's perfect for the East Coast, but people come from Central. People do it the Mountain times. People do it Eastern time. People do it from around the world. It's different times in different places, and so we don't try to go long, even though some speakers are longer. But we try to keep the time frame to a concise 30 minutes because of the different time zones. And like I said, people are tuning in all around the world and people can always listen, but there's also a West Coast playback. So as soon as we get done with the recording, I send the recording to our tech team on the West Coast. And they play it back at 5 a.m. on the West Coast. And so they listen to it. People on the West Coast and listen to it at 5 a.m. on the West Coast. The exact same thing. So, you know,
And the other thing is, what are we doing on this prayer line? What exactly are we doing? We are trying to encourage someone to get up, make their prayers, and participate during the fast of Ramadan. When we do all that we're talking about, when it boils down, that's what we are doing. We're trying to encourage someone to fast on that day of Ramadan. And so we don't want to overstep what we're trying to do. For that day, I just need you to try to fast. So for that day, and so we keep it short because we have to make our prayers and those things. People have family obligations and other things. So we're lit with the spirit, but I'm stopping someone from going to work or stopping someone from preparing for their children or those things that people do in their homes that they have to do every day. So we try to take this window, 30 minutes or so, get people out of the spirit that you could go on for the rest of the day. And when your battery starts getting low, you get on the next morning, I give you this shot again, you know, that's the idea. And we kind of want to stay right there. If people want to do other things, they can. Like I know Imam Sultan on the Night of Power, he has something that he does, and there may be others that want to take those things and do some of those things.
Right. But yeah, it works just like it is. I understand. Now let me ask, when the minister gave you your name, was it due to the Ramadan prayer line? Is there a backstory to it? What does your name mean? How did you feel when that happened? Talk about that a little bit, bro.
Yes, sir. Well, when in 1990, the minister gave me the name Muhammad, Anthony Muhammad. And he said, brother, I didn't make a mistake giving you Muhammad. He said, I just have to find a name to go with that. That was in 1990. One day at the palace, we were eating dinner, and he said, brother, I got a name for you, but he never told me what it was. I don't know if it was the prayer line that caused him to do it. I know he loves what he hears, but I received it 2 years ago I think it was the 10th of May. 2 years ago, he gave me the name, and the name means one who reminds of Allah, one who calls to the way of Allah, one who reminds of the reminder. And the mu means that the person possesses that quality. So as I began to study the name, I became a little frightened because it really is. It's a big name. And so this is what he wanted me to have. When he gave it to me on that day, he also he said a prayer for the minister Abdul Akbar, who was going into the hospital. And so some thought that I didn't really show enough appreciation, but I didn't want to get in the way of hearing. Now, because I didn't know this. Brother Akbar didn't tell me. Now I hear on the prayer line, Brother Akbar is going to have surgery. So I don't want what the minister said to me to get in front of us praying for our Brother Akbar.
Right.
So I wouldn't take too much to what he said to me. I was shocked at what he said, Brother Akbar. I'm very thankful for what he gave me. And so one day, when I came on like you all, I felt like a little child trying to learn how to say my name. My daughter used to say Ahmed. She couldn't say Muhammad, So the next 20 days on the prayer line, I'm just murdering the name, trying to say it, and I didn't know how to say it. So he told me it's pronounced Muthakir, and he told me that the accent is on the second syllable. That's what he told me. He really asked me, brother, what is your name? And I said, Abdul Muthakir Muhammad, sir. The brothers, the accent is on the second syllable. It's Muthakir. So Muthakir. So I remember that from that point on, because once he tells me that, I'm clear. I asked Imam Sultan to help me and others, and I just been kind of reflecting on it. In that's a very humbling thing to get, such a name from this man, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. So the one thing I would like to do, I can't do anything else to live up to what he called me, and to be that in my person. And so that's work, but to be that in my person. Sometimes I see people, I say, my name is Anthony. And you kind of forget, what I'm saying? But I have to make that my person. So you might run from something like that a little bit, but you have to accept. I mean, he knows what he sees. I don't know what he sees, but he knows what he sees. So we thank Allah. And we with him.
But definitely, I was speaking with a brother today, and he said to me, he said, well, that brother there, he has some a lot of ministers coming out of that city, that she was blessed to help, inspired to help the nation. Brother Dimitri, Brother Il Rashad, Brother Shaheed, so definitely great work, brother. Just keep working, brother. Just keep working, keep working.
This is our work in this sense. In every city, it's unwrapped gifts like that. They're sitting there. And what I tend to say is, well, if we're trying to build a mosque, you just need minister, captain, sister captain, need couple of lieutenants. But if you're trying to build a nation, then you need everybody. Right. Everybody has these gifts, and we all don't think alike because we're not all the same cells. So I'm a heart cell, you're a liver cell, somebody else is a kidney cell, a lung cell. So our view of things are a little different based on that. But everyone in Islam should be allowed to express what Allah is deposited in them. Does that make anybody perfect? No. But God gave us all. Look at you all. You all on this line, the Jock brothers. And you're on here. Now, you sitting in the mosque and you're doing this or you're doing that, but now the Jock brothers is out here. Ben X, you know what I'm saying? Others are doing things because everyone should be allowed to express that. And one of the things that the prayer line was starting on was to do that. And now we see it manifested in you all and others. They're doing that. They're expressing Islam. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
Absolutely.
Praise be to Allah. As we move forward, we are preparing for Ramadan to start, inshallah, Sunday evening. What do you say now to some of the believers that are viewing and preparing to start with you on the line? How should we be preparing ourselves for the start of this Ramadan journey?
Come on, man.
Are you asking me or Sister Nisa?
Both of you.
Nisa, I think he said Sunday evening. I think we're starting Sunday morning, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So people are preparing Saturday evening. We're going to start our first fast on Sunday. And just early Sunday morning, drink as much water as you can. And that's going to be our first day of fasting on Sunday.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought
Go ahead. It's okay.
Do you have the minister for this week? For is he opening it?
You will see on the flyer. We'll let the flyer speak for itself. I am not saying anything.
Absolutely.
We will let the flyer speak for itself. We should have it, inshallah, tomorrow. Right, brother?
That's exactly right.
We shall have the flyer tomorrow.
So you mean the Jock Nation?
He spoke the last few Ramadan prayers. 10. Yeah, the last 10.
Yeah. Maybe around the last 9, 10 every year. Every year.
He listens to every day. He listens to
Yes, he does. He
every
really
day. Yeah.
does. And that's why, we could never get tired of really doing this, because
Right.
he has said it's a learning experience for him as well.
Right.
He learns, he likes listening to the imams that come on. He likes listening to what they have to say, and we enjoy bringing them to him to listen and learn from. And so, he has his favorites that he wants to hear from. And so, we love doing it. And so,
No, keep it going.
hey,
Keep
we
it.
love making it happen.
Yes,
That's right.
man. Yes, man.
So do me this right here. I know you have a big team, and so just for the in the honor of your team, can you give a big shout out to them, mention them, and in their roles and the importance of them. We really want everybody to get a little
Shout
shine.
out to the team. So of course, as I mentioned, Brother Muthacker here, he's the host with the most. He's
host with the most.
like the host with the most. Absolutely. As I said, he has been with me since day one. Brother Shahid, who does the Adhan, has been with me from the beginning. So those two have been with me from the very beginning. And then after that, we have Sister Najma, who hosts the line. Sister Najma works with the Fajr prayer line. Sister Connie, who works with her. And so let me just look at my list, because I do not want to forget anyone. So Brother Wali, who a while ago did the final call line.
He's in Chicago.
From Chicago, exactly. Sister Georgina, who does the line, as I mentioned, in Seattle.
Right.
My son, Brother Nasser, who was helping with the line as well. Boom, 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 boom. Sister Uriva, who handles one of the line as well. Sister Yvette used to do the in Boston. They used to broadcast live on their radio show in Boston. And I think I have mentioned everybody. I'm looking at my list now. Brother Wali, Sister Yvette, Sister Yariva, Sister Najma, Sister Connie, Brother Muthacker, Sister Georgina, Abdul Shahid, Brother Nasser. That is everybody.
You have Brother Jalil and Brother Akbar.
Oh, Brother Jalil, who does the Hadith of the day. Brother Carlos, who steps in for Brother Akbar, who sometimes is traveling, and Brother Akbar. And that's our team. And Brother Jalil in Detroit, who does our flyer.
Absolutely.
And brother, what did you have to say to that other question, to the question prior to about some of the believers getting themselves prepared for this weekend?
Well, I think that right now, everywhere I've looked, I've seen Ramadan readiness, preparedness, study groups of what to do for fasting. And the believers should just learn that, we don't eat or drink during daylight hours. So you have to get up in time to eat. If you have children, to make sure they eat. And you start. If your children are young, my children used to fast Ramadan up until lunch. That's how they started. And with 12 o'clock, they fasted all the way to 12 o'clock. And you would applaud them. And then they would fast all the way till they got home, and on and on. Now, they've done that. So with mothers and all, prepare yourselves. And there are many places that you can learn what you should do and what you need to do for fasting. But one of the biggest things is make sure you intake water. When you get up in the morning, make sure you intake enough water. And then find time to make your prayers, to do your reading. See, the hustle and bustle of the day will take you away from those things.
Right.
But if you think about it, how long does it take to make your prayers?
Come on now.
Say 7 minutes, say 10 minutes, out of 24 hours, 10 minutes, and you have 5 of them, and he don't even ask you for them all at one time, a little bit here, a little bit there. So it's something that you have to put some effort in. We have to put some effort in Ramadan.
Yes.
Right.
But what you get from it, you just can't, compare the little time that you give. And it's a fight with your own personal self. See, because your self will start arguing with you about when it's time for prayer. especially at night after you eat. You know what I'm saying? And then, those things, and then learning to go and fellowship with others, the iftars and different things that we have to do. We just have to just up our game a little bit, and in the nation, sometimes we just got to up our game. Breaking fast is not a cheeseburger, or, you know what I mean, or something, upping our game is trying to be at home and establish our way with Allah. That's important for us. And I can just say, brothers, there ain't nothing like it, man.
Right.
I mean, when you get into this thing after about the 3 or 4 days in, maybe about 8 or 9 days in, you start feeling it, you start feeling the spirit of God, and you reading that Quran. And I know for me, but every year I read something. I know I read it last year. But this year when I see it, like, oh man, I didn't see that like that. I know I read it last year.
Right.
This year I see so much more than what God has given us. We're all evolving and growing and developing. And you can only thank Allah for something like that.
Praise be to Allah.
I mean, it's absolutely true. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, find a way to unite with the Muslim world.
Right.
And, we look at ourselves and we look at our lives, and it's like, what do we do about that? How have we done that? How have we experienced that? And we look at it, well, do we do that, or do we just stay in our own little world and think, okay, well, the Muslim world is over there, but I'm right here, and we don't want to venture out beyond our little mosque, but it's a whole big Muslim world out there, and it belongs to us.
Right.
So we want to venture out and experience it, and see what it's like and see what they have to offer. And Ramadan is the best time to do that. Go to an iftar at another masjid, or go to an iftar someplace else and see what it's like. And it's Ramadan is the best time to do that. Go eat some of their food and go see what they're doing, and go to their Eid celebration and see what's going on around the corner, and experience the Muslim world. It belongs to us. It absolutely belongs to us. And so, Ramadan is an absolutely amazing time to experience the 2 billion Muslims that are there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
absolutely.
Ma'am. Yeah, I would always get a group of brothers together, and different nights we would go to different masjids just to support and experience. But we're definitely coming down to the closing of our show. At this time of our show, we normally like to go around and get closing remarks. So if we could receive closing remarks, starting with you, Sister Nisa.
So I am just so thankful that, Allah has blessed me with the idea to do this. And it's a very small idea, and it just shows never underestimate the power of a good idea.
That's right.
And you never know if it's a good idea or not. And so that's why it's just always good to share your ideas. And a shared problem is a solved problem. I had this idea of what I want to do with my children. I shared my idea with Brother Jamil, and the idea morphed into this whole big thing that we're talking about now. And so it's just a blessing to have brothers and sisters around you that you can trust and share your ideas with, that can become even bigger ideas. And so I'm just so thankful that Allah has blessed me with brothers and sisters such as yourselves, and friends, and believers that are just wonderful to be around and to share good ideas with. So I'm just very thankful that Allah has blessed me to be in such good company.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. And we thank Allah and for the blessing of Him putting that idea and that spirit into you, and what it has morphed into such a great thing for all of us.
I'm telling you, definitely.
Yes, sir, brother.
Well, I want to thank you all for having us on the program and your interest in this prayer line. I want to thank Sister Nisa for allowing us to be on this team. I would have never thought. I'm from Southeast Washington, D.C., brothers. I'd have never thought that I'd be doing some of the things that I'm doing now. So we thank Allah for what He's allowed us to do, and what He's allowing us to express. And so I thank her. I thank the prayer line, the team. I thank you all for what you are doing, because you all are unwrapped gifts. And now you all are here doing what you all are doing. And I just think that it's more of that. So all over the place, people are doing these things. And it's going to take all this to go after our people. And you all are bringing Islam to them in the way that you bring Islam. And people are hearing that. And now people are saying, yes, sign me up. Where do I go? So I want to thank you all for keep doing it. Help the minister. That's what we're here for. Help develop and perpetuate and promote Islam. And as I always say on the line, preach that mighty word of Islam. You know what I mean? That's what you all are doing. You know,
Yes,
so
sir.
thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, listening audience. Inshallah, we'll hear from you all. See you Sunday, as we say.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Bright and early. And make sure y'all jump on and find other ways, because those lines get tied up quick.
Yeah.
So all the listening audience, when you get on that line Sunday, try to get on and get your lines locked in early.
Absolutely.
I mean, people get on the line starting at like 4:15, 4:30. They do not play.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Brother Kawi?
But before I get my opening words, can I get the phone number to the prayer line?
The flyer will be out soon.
We got text on that. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll be forwarding you all a flyer that you all can promote on your site. But inshallah, tomorrow we'll have that for you all.
Okay,
just want
all the numbers on.
It should be on your website as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I want to say thank you for coming to the show. Like I say, we've been trying to get you on this show for months, just to get this what you gave us. That's the truth, Brother Jackie. He mentioned you, Brother Jackie, and we was blessed. I'm gonna tell you,
put me in it, brother. Don't put me in that, brother.
They've been trying to get us for months.
Don't put
months.
I found out from Brother Demetri. Demetri called and asked me to give them the numbers. I think they found us somewhere. You know.
Well, that was the success call. We had so many unsuccessful tries to get you on the show.
Right.
So praise be to Allah. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the spirit that you gave us, that you gave me at the beginning of the show, I guess what motivated the show,
That's the first.
ups that, and the downs that got you to this point. It was extremely inspiring to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love those type of stories because I know that when I hear stories like that, it gives me confirmation that I might be on, taking the right steps toward what I'm ultimately want to do and serve, or how I want to serve the nation. So I take what you are going through in your success as a learning experience for you and for us as Jock Brothers. And so thank you for the story. I really like the fact that we have such a program and there's another opportunity for us to hear the minister, and it's provided by the Ramadan prayer line. So all praise due to Allah. Continued success, and thank you for the service that you're giving to our great nation. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Brother Kawi. Are we going to skip you, Brother Jackie?
Yes, sir.
No, it's not. No, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Oh man, thank you, Brother Abdul Mutakir and Sister Nisa Muhammad. I remember Sister Nisa writing in the final call as well. Definitely a long time worker, long time follower, hard worker, Brother Abdul. 30 years in the ministry, brother. That's a serious work right there, brother. Good job. He's enduring. May Allah continue to bless both of you all with success. This Ramadan prayer line definitely helps me. It helps me, first of all, get up in the morning, start my day off right, and definitely the reading. Right after the prayer line, you have the reading, you have the different lines that because of the prayer line we can read, and within an hour you have done your prayer, you started your fast, or you prepared for your fast, and you have done your reading, all in the all within an hour and a half, which is a beautiful experience, and so I employ those believers who are listening to get up with the prayer line and just get in the spirit of Ramadan, and let's do the 30 days and let's get that reset so that we could be prepared for when our minister meets with destiny and we have our job to do while he's away, So
yes, sir.
Definitely, may Allah continue to bless you all with success, what you all are doing and helping those of us, in the community and outside of the community. Definitely. When I first heard the different speakers, what came to mind for me was the junction of the two rivers in the Holy Quran. And, we have the two rivers of Islam, and we coming together, and the Ramadan prayer line definitely is facilitating that between our community. So may Allah continue to bless you. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
And I wanted to say, just tail in on what Brother Jackie said, that what comes to my mind when I hear the prayer line in the morning, that you help us with some of the pillars of Islam: prayer, fasting. I mean, you've even created something where we can give charity. You're just the blessing that you're providing and allowing the believers in the Muslim community, Ummah, to have through you is a great avenue. I wanted to close with just a reading from the Quran, just a brief surah, if I may.
Sheikh Ahmed Via. Okay.
Come on, my brother.
Go ahead. Come on, brother.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is Surah 2, Ayat 185. The month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed, a guidance to men and clear proof of the guidance and the criterion. So whoever of you is present in the month, he shall fast therein. And whoever is sick or on a journey, he shall fast a like number of other days. Allah desires ease for you, and he desires not hardship for you. And he desires that you should complete the number and that you should exalt the greatness of Allah for having guided you, and that you may give thanks. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Wow.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for viewing.
See what you all did? You had
Ramadan.
I made, boy.
See what you all have done, the Ramadan prayer line, man.
They need to be one of your speakers for Ramadan. They're going to take it right there.
We get Ramadan ready, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you all for joining Job Brothers Out. We see you all, inshallah, next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.